Hello, I'm Fred Rowe from Sarah Bright Fly Fishing Guide Service. I've been teaching, guiding, writing, and lecturing on fly fishing since 1982 in the Eastern Sierra. Yes, I made a mistake. Fly fishing opener is on Saturday, April 30th, not Friday, April 29th. Well, before we get to this week's fish report, I gotta admit, oops. Yes, Fishmas is April 30th, not April 29th. And the game warden had to remind me that I had my dates wrong. Let's get to this week's fish report. The altitude fishing areas like the Upper Owens, Hot Creek, the Lakes Basin, everything's starting to open up because spring is here. Well, let's talk about the Upper Owens. It's in between the end of the rainbow spawning and the start of the cutthroats. We're not quite there, so the fishing's a little on the slow side, but man, is the weather nice and the fishing, it's just been fun up there for the few fish you can get. All right, let's go over to Hot Creek. It's fishing good, especially on the days when the wind's not blowing. Blue-wing olives and midges are still providing the activity for us fly fishermen. At the interpretive site, it's pretty much dry fly fishing. Hatches from 10 to about 2, and we're using blue-wing olives, and we're also using pheasant tails in the beadhead flashback variety in 18s and 20s in both flies. Okay, let's head down the hill and let's talk about the Lower Owens. Man, it's fishing good. It's at 150 CFS. I can still wade just about everywhere I want to go. There are a couple spots where if I stepped in too far, I'm going to go in over my head. But that's about the only place I can't wade. The rainbows, we're getting a few, and man, are they big. Caught a couple big ones yesterday there, using a fly that we kind of call a junk fly, called the mop fly. But for the most part, they're still taking pheasant tails, and they're taking midges, and gold-ribbed hares there. And then a little bit of surface activity, but we're not really seeing too many fish coming up and taking flies on the top. And now over to my favorite water. Well, as of Saturday, April 30th, Bishop Creek Canal will open up to catch and keep. Well, right now it's stocked full of rainbows, and we're catching and releasing all of those because we can't keep any of those right now. And they're taking a lot of different flies, but we're using perdigons, hare's ears, and the pheasant tail underneath an indicator or under a dry fly and catching lots of fish. I had a Boy Scout troop up this weekend, and all of them caught their fish and are able to get their badge. And that's this week's Fly Fishing Report, brought to you by Sarah Bright and Fred Rowe. I can be found on Instagram and Facebook or on my webpage at sierrabright.net.